Boom. I'm leading the show. Boom. Perfect.
Okay, so boom. This is another hot topic, right? Mm-hmm. So basically, in today's day and age, everything is about the image. What's hitting my eyes? What am I looking at? Mm-hmm. I think that right now we're living in an era of comparisons. What are we looking at out there? What are we looking at? Yeah. And with that being said, there's two things that happen. The person who is the subject, right? And then the person who's looking at the subject. Mm-hmm. Okay. With that being said, okay, so boom. What to you is objectification or objectifying in terms of men and women, right?
I mean, just using that person as if they're like,
a literal object.
Yeah.
Right.
Like you really don't have any emotions on you're
they're
apathetic,
not a person.
You're apathetic to them.
Yeah, they're not a person.
Exactly.
There's something to conquer. Mm-hmm. They're a number mm-hmm. on your count, mm-hmm. right? Because maybe you need to feed your ego. Yeah. So my next question, right? So now we got the ground rules. Objectifying, right? You're making an object of something, right? In a very mean way. So with that being said, though, like we said, you have the subject, right? And then you have the person looking at the subject. Mm. So with that being said, can the subject objectify themselves? In this case, can women objectify themselves? Or is it only the man's perception that makes it objectifying? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I feel like anybody can objectify anybody. Whether it be themselves, someone else, it does not matter your gender. Right. It doesn't matter. Because
no one's safe.
No. Because there's a lot of, for example, people think in beauty pageants mm-hmm. that they're objectifying themselves.
And that's easy to like. Yeah. That's easy to. I could see where they're going with it, right? Because, well, first of all, I think beauty pageants hella weird, right? Yeah, I think that's very weird. Mm-hmm. But besides the point, my personal take on it, I think that it's not only the person that's looking that is making the objectification. Yeah. I feel like people can objectify themselves. Yeah. For instance, maybe a guy has a great physique. And he's out here making his money, doing his thing. Mm-hmm. Maybe he's just doing it for clout on IG. Maybe he's a bodybuilder, whatever the case is, right? Mm-hmm. The energy that they're putting out is, hey, it's not, I don't have things coming out of my mouth. It's what you're seeing. Mm-hmm. It's the object. And you kind of get a disconnect between the person and the body, what they're known for. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people like to dance around it. They don't like to really like call it out for what it is. Yeah. Right?
I agree. I think
it's like slight thirst trapping, I guess you would say. Kind of. What's your take?
One thing I'll say for sure is that people don't want to admit that they objectify others. Maybe because it'll make it seem like they're shitty.
Facts.
I really feel like
they won't say it in public.
No.
But deep down inside, like in the back of their head, right?
I mean, your mind is always working. I mean, that's something to think about.
In mysterious ways. Mysterious ways.
Exactly. But you're not even paying attention to the inner machinations of your mind half the time. I mean, it's always going.
Oh, you're saying so sometimes you could objectify on accident. Oh, shit.
That's just that. I mean, like, come on. Your nose is always there. Uh-huh. You're not paying attention to your nose.
Oh, shit.
100% of the time. Your brain ignores it.
Like it's like a subconscious thing.
It's a subconscious
thing. I feel that because I think we're all guilty of it, right?
Yes.
Like, absolutely. So for instance, on a man, for men, right? Yeah. Sometimes you're not really caring about what's coming out of the mouth at the time. You know, maybe you're inebriated, you know,
Yeah.
maybe you're just really like not in it for the person. Maybe
Yeah.
you're just fake smiling, listening to some shit you don't care about.
Oh my
But all you
gosh.
care about is the eyes. What's
Yeah.
going on with the eyes?
Yeah.
And at that point, they are an object to you. There's something to conquer. There's not really anything behind it. And the same thing with women sometimes, right? Sometimes, hey, women just need to get theirs, and
Yeah.
that dick is just an object,
Yeah.
something to use at the time.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just something that happens, and people shouldn't really. I don't know if I want to say people shouldn't make a big deal out of it.
But it's so common
Yeah.
that as long as you can admit it,
Yeah.
right? Like one thing that I really, you know, maybe I'm going to sound a little bit bigoted right now, but this is my personal opinion, right? It really, kind of like, so for instance, if you see a girl's page or whatever, right? Listen, we all adults, we're smart. When you put a post up, you know the response that you want back from it.
Absolutely.
Whether you're getting dressed to go out somewhere, right?
Yeah.
You know exactly the response feedback mechanism that's going on behind the scenes,
Yeah.
right? So for me, it's like, if you're doing that thing, do the damn thing. But also, you're an adult and understand that you need to have like whatever the repercussions of your action or what you're trying to portray out there,
Accept
you can't get mad.
No.
Like, why would you get, I don't understand how you can get mad if you're putting the message out there in the first place. That's my whole thing.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Like if on my page, all I did was like post pictures of like my freaking, you know, around the waist area and all this
you
stuff.
know, like your deep print and all
Yeah,
that.
you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And
You
see
know
it
what
out-
you're doing.
I know what I'm doing.
You
right?
know.
I left the imprint.
Come on.
So, and if all I got in my inboxes, right, was women not caring about my personality
Yeah.
and all they wanted to see was more print,
Yeah.
could I really get mad? Because I objectified myself.
Yeah. I mean, I feel that. And, you know, I'm thinking logically. I'm not thinking with my emotional side. Like, you
Right.
know.
You got to separate the two.
You
gotta
have to,
separate
because
the
a lot
two.
of people think emotionally rather than, you know.
Which leads to like outrage, like selective outrage.
Like, it's like, okay, you're upset about such and such, but
You know
maybe
what I
when
mean?
you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
you have to be upset about it 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Don't just do like 50-50, you know.
Yeah.
Like if you're out there putting out titty pictures or whatever,
Don't get mad about what comes back.
I mean, sure. If you snap on somebody that comes at you like super weird, I understand. Whatever. Or ignore it.
Yeah.
I've put pictures up and I ignore the shit out of people.
Right. Yeah. I get mean comments all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, they're entertaining.
Yeah.
My whole thing is this, right? If a person, my whole thing is this, right? Especially with catcalling, because that's like a hot topic, right?
Oh my
First of all,
gosh, yeah.
a lot of guys would love to get catcalled because we're invisible to the world
Oh,
for the
I'ma
most
do it.
part. You're gonna do
I'm
it. You're
gonna-
bold.
What's up, ho?
Hey,
I'm just playing.
Shawty. But for instance, right? If you are, like we said before, right? You know what you're doing. When you went out the house, you knew what you were doing. But again, you know the reaction. But now if you're like, you know, out, you're in Whole Foods,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Fully clothed, and somebody's still coming at you with that energy, yes, spaz out. Because
Yeah.
that's wrong. For me, that is the wrong type catcalling.
Let me just say
Uh-huh.
that even if you do dress a certain way, people
People
there's a
find
certain way to come at someone, even if
Facts.
you do see
Facts.
the way somebody's dressed. Because like if okay, you see this girl's butt hanging out of her shorts,
Right.
you don't go, oh, let me go touch her ass, or no,
No.
you come correct. You know
so
what I'm saying?
okay, so you're
Respectful.
saying come correct from a woman's point of view. What's correct?
I just felt like, you know, hey, what's your name? What's up? Can
Hey,
I get
what's
your
your
number?
name?
You know, don't be don't be like, hey, bitch. You
Yeah.
know what? Keep it respectful.
You in the red dress.
Yeah.
miss.
That's
nose ring, miss.
like, you know.
You know what kills me though?
What?
Is when like a dude is catcalling or whatever, and then she was bad. She was bad 5 seconds ago, but when he gets rejected,
oh man,
what happened, bro? You were trying to smash.
anyways. I wasn't trying to talk to you no ways.
You were just trying to smash.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I am ugly.
It's really crazy. That's one thing I will say we got to stop doing.
Oh
I don't do it. I'm fine with rejection, me personally. You know,
same.
I was I was hit when I was young, so I'm fine with rejection. Absolutely, I'm fine with rejection. But I think that people got to stop taking it so personally.
So personally.
You're not it for everybody.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You're just not the it for everybody, you know? And you got to manage that type of shit.
Yeah.
Another thing with like dressing and stuff like that, one thing I don't like is when somebody judges a whole person based off the dressing.
Yes.
Because you just caught them on that night. That doesn't mean homegirl is out here night, day, cashier, waitress, always booty out.
Yeah.
You just caught her on a booty out night.
Yeah. What
you know what I mean? You
She can wear whatever she wants.
You know what I mean?
Wear.
That doesn't, just because, and just for men too, like just because you wore something that day, you know what I mean? Doesn't necessarily mean. But also at the same time, people are pretty basic, right? So for instance, we also have to be conscious of the fact that sometimes people don't get it, right? Yeah. And so the same patience that I think people need to have patience sometimes. Like, this guy's dumb, or this girl, she's not really communicating like that. Yeah. So sometimes we just gotta stop being so crazy about things sometimes and just really like kind of calm down, especially in the moment. But it's harder said than done, right?
We have to realize. Yeah, you have to realize that people are raised a certain way, and then some people don't process things the way you would. You know what I'm saying?
No two people process things exactly the same.
Exactly.
And people just assume that other people are with the program. That's another thing too, right? Like you just assume that everybody knows these cues. Exactly. Not everybody knows the cues.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean?
You have to really be patient.
Yeah. Some dudes are just genuinely bad talking to women.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But, it's a two-way street. You got to be patient, and you need patience back. My last thing about objectifying, right, is that I think it's getting worse because of porn. And hear me out. What it is like when you watch porn, you're not even really thinking how weird the concept of porn is. You're basically virtually peeking into somebody else's love life, right? For 15 minutes at a time. Yeah. Right? That's a little weird. If you were to like look at porn objectively, that is kind of weird.
It is.
It is weird.
It is.
But it's a necessary evil, right? Because it prevents you from doing things that you wouldn't otherwise do. Yeah, exactly. Right? Yeah. Pro tip, if you feel like you're gonna do it, it's a bad decision, you know damn well it's a bad decision, bust that nut. If you still feel like you need to go, then go. But 9 times out of 10, you won't. And you're gonna save yourself gas money and maybe a trash night. Who knows? Exactly. So yeah, porn is booming like never before. And I kind of feel like that is so aiding in the whole objectifying thing, right? Because it's just kind of like, if all you see is these females getting railed out on porn, all of a sudden you think in your mind, maybe this is how it is. Yeah. This is the world.
Oh my gosh. And it's so funny because these porn stars, God bless, they get things done, right, that other people may not have the money for, don't really know about, right? Like bleaching your butt, or I don't know, like reconstructive surgery, things like that. And people automatically think that this is what it's supposed to look like. Yes. this is what's supposed to happen.
Yes.
Oh, if my lady doesn't do this, she's
whack.
Yeah.
Mia Khalifa doing it.
Come on.
Alexis Texas doing it. Don't judge me. The fact that I know those names, don't judge me. Okay.
Oh, it's okay.
So, and another thing about Mia Khalifa, right? And this is my final point about objectification, right?
Okay.
We're adults. When you do something, you know what you're doing. You're going to get the repercussions. Mia, I'm sorry, but you got into the porn industry.
Yeah.
If you're treated like a porn star for the rest of your life, baby girl, it is what it is. I'm sorry. Nobody told you to sign that contract. Nobody told you to take them dicks. Nobody told you XYZ.
I'm pretty sure she's prepared for that, because like if I became a
But she was complaining. She was complaining that her video should be taken down, that people should not treat her as if, because she's trying to turn her life around, is what it is. I feel for you. You made bad decisions. Boo boo, you messed up. But guess what? You're an adult. You knew what you was doing. Okay. You consented.
I think, okay. So I'm gonna look from another standpoint. Okay. So say somebody, and I get it, a porn star is completely realms different,
right,
than being a trash man or whatever the case may be.
But it's a career nonetheless.
Right. So if you were once somebody that went to go pick up other people's garbage, but then like you went on to become like a CEO of a company.
Oh, shit. Okay.
So you don't want to continue to put somebody's past on them.
Like you still trash.
Exactly.
You still trash man.
Exactly. This goes back to what I was talking about before. Somebody's past is somebody's past. You just put that shit on hold. Leave it alone. Yeah. That's their life. People don't get that though.
Yeah.
They would rather judge someone continuously.
Where they can't, forever. You can't let it go. The only difference in my mind is that like porn is a little bit it's on another level. Yeah. Because at least prostitution's that like nobody knows that you're a prostitute. And even it's strippers, like you need to be a big time stripper for other people to know you.
Yeah.
But porn, son, everybody know you.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate.
But you're an adult and you made the decision, and you need to accept the repercussions of your decisions.
We're doing a survey around the country on the way population handles themselves and speaks and deals with their friends and interact with their peers.